What a weird game of football that was, guys. I don't know what to make of that. Have you guys got any opinions? City just drew 1-1 against Arsenal at the Emirates in a strange game of football. And so much to talk about, so much to dive into. I don't really know where to start. Yeah, Pep parked the bus. That's where you start. Pep went 5-4-1, took off Haaland, two DMs, multiple centre backs. Pep parked the bus. Pep Paramble. Pep turned into a terrorist. Weird. Like I've definitely relaxed in the last 10 minutes after that full time whistle. I think it's a good point. I think Arsenal are better than us right now. I think Arsenal are more structured than us. They know how we play. They know how we go. They understand, their system much better than us. So Guardiola essentially took a compromise and decided to park the bus a little bit, which was weird. It does hurt the man of the late equaliser. Absolutely does. I'll talk through the game. Essentially, we get an early goal. They have the ball. We get a goal reasonably early. Haaland, beautiful goal on the counter. Reinders plays a long 1-2 with Haaland. Gets on the end of a pass from Reinders, who's in a good darting run. Great finish. And we had another couple of good chances as well where, Haaland shot a goal. He should have passed it to Foden. Foden, and he would have been 2-0 for a tap-in. And on the counter, we looked dangerous. And to be honest, after that, we just sort of decided to defend. And I understand why we did, given that Arsenal didn't really create anything. They didn't. Other than a beautiful goal at the end, Arsenal looked, if I'm being honest, they looked toothless. And despite having all the ball, Arsenal, 67% possession, they didn't really create much. As you see, the XG there, it says it's even. And I think that is probably true as well. I don't think that's an unfair score. I think 1-1 is fair. And I know it is weird seeing City be so negative, but I think Guardiola decided to think, you know what? Where we're at right now, we can't keep the ball. Like, we can try, but we're just not there yet. We can't do it. And I don't think we can, for what it's worth. They're better than us, Arsenal, right now. They're more structured. There's more cohesion in their side. They're better technically right now than we are. And it's one of those things where we decided to sort of defend a little bit, and we didn't lose. To be honest, we defended really, really nicely. Look, the goal at the end is a pain. Annoyingly, I think that was the only time we left any space in behind throughout the entire game. We switched off towards the end. A couple of little individual mistakes, the minor ones though. And the quality of the pass is marvellous. The quality of the finish is marvellous. And you could turn around and be like, well, maybe Nico G shouldn't have given the ball away sloppy. Ryder should have gone to the corner. Donnarumma shouldn't have come out. Loads of little small things like that. But it really is tiny nitpicking things off a 98 minutes of defending really, really, really well. So I'm not going to bully him too much for it, basically. I think we defended excellently for what was our implied tactic, was just to defend. And it nearly worked, because Arsenal, I don't know how Arsenal will feel about this. They'll be happy about an equaliser, and they'll probably take a moral victory in their head because they made us defend like that. But if I was Arsenal, I'd be a little bit frustrated that, we were comfortable until that. Like, we weren't panicking. We weren't. So, look, I don't know. I think Guardiola knows right now that we're very much we're not as good as Liverpool or Arsenal right now. We're not. And you might not like hearing that, but we're just not. And that's fine, given that we're in a rebuild, but we can't keep the ball in the way that we usually do. Graham Renfro, with a super chat, says, I was happiest until he took Haaland off. Yeah, that was an interesting one for me. I sort of share that. The Haaland off for me was a bit of a head scratcher. It really was, because he's an outlet, he's big. I mean, it must have been, I don't know. I usually, by the way, if there's a decision that feels confusing, I usually wait for the logic. It could be injuries, it could be protecting him, it could be, who knows? It might not be. It might have just been tactical. But who knows? It might have been decided. I'm not sure if it worked or not, but I'll wait until we'll see what Guardiola says about that. But it felt weird, didn't it? It felt weird. Doku did really well. Nearly scored a good solo goal on his own, to be fair. Thank you for the super chat, Graham. Super chat as well from Snooker Stones. You said, I don't mind defensive style with a goal outlet up top. No idea we took Haaland off. Good last 7 days of a City. Yeah, you just echoed, obviously, the previous comment as well, mate. But I agree. The Haaland thing I don't understand. And I also don't mind being defensive either. I think you're right, actually. Ultimately, it's weird watching City defend like that. I've not seen City do that for I don't know, ever. Well, I have, but not in the last 10, 11 years anyway. City don't do that, So it's weird seeing City be like that. So I don't mind it if you get the 3 points. I don't mind it with a draw either, but I don't understand the Haaland thing. But that's a very good point, though. Snooker Style was also a good last 7 days for City, though. Yeah, look, ultimately 7 points out of those games. Arsenal, Napoli, United, different competitions, admittedly, but 2 draws and 2 wins and a draw against them. You take that. You take it offer beforehand, given the Brighton and Spurs results beforehand. So I think it's been a really good 7 days, and I do think City move away from this game with something. I saw someone say like, "Oh, what do we take from this? Because we haven't kept the ball nicely." I think we take the way. I think we take the spirit away from this. I think we take away the defensive structure and the fact that we can actually, like a team who knows how to defend. We take that from it, and that to me is massive because I see the signs of a burgeoning back four there, and I see signs of a team trying to find themselves midfield creatively and so on. But I think we take that from it. Just AJ said 1 lapse of concentration. What did this win? 1 lapse of concentration, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that, once again, I said, it's a lapse of concentration. The minor ones, and it's punished by intense high quality. And I respect that they probably deserved a goal, for our defensive actions. And the context of it does sting a little bit, but I don't think it's a disaster of a day. I am under the impression that actually, given where we're at, given fitness, given the fact that we only had 2 days rest as well, by the way, and they played on Tuesday, and we were away from home, given that this was going to be a horrible, horrible run of form in theory, I don't think I'm not upset about this. I think the sparring looks good. It's been a long week, and where we were at, given where we were 7 days ago, I'm actually quite happy about it. I know it hurts, and I understand anyone who doesn't want to take the pain away from it. But overall, the defense is not shaky, man. The defense was cracking today. I don't think the defense is shaky at all. I think the defense was really, really good today. I think it was good. I think the defense was very good, actually. The defense was excellent. We just can't keep the ball. If we could keep the ball better, the defense, we win that today. But we can't right now. So the midfield is shaky, not the defense. We've lost, and also the defense is part of it, admittedly. But yeah, it was a shame with Kusanov coming off. Kusanov keeps it out, does he? Maybe he does. Yeah, potentially he does. Kusanov's a cheat code, though, isn't he? It's a shame. Graham ran through the super chat. Yeah, says Kusanov keeps it out. Shame he's probably dealing with something. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching a clip of Kusanov defending the first half when he absolutely bodies Trossard, whoever it was. Yeah, Trossard. And it was so fun watching him defend. But yeah, Graham, you're right. Maybe he does. But I mean, he obviously got an injury. There's no way Guardiola's bringing off Kusanov in a game where he defends like that unless we have. Unless there's something we don't know about. But no, he's not going to do that for Nunez because Kusanov was brilliant. Nunez was good, by the way, when he came on. I was quite critical at half-time because of his defensive capabilities. But I thought he showed really good focus, as the entire team did. Another super chat as well from Brian. It says, Pep adapting unlike last season in the slump. Absolutely, Pep is definitely adapting. That is a massive compromise of his principles. Guardiola's in a 5-4-1 with no striker and Doku up front is wild stuff. It's a total change of mentality, but I respect it, man. I respect it, and I actually quite enjoy seeing Guardiola be that much of put that much of a compromise. Individually, by the way, I'll go for everyone in the team. Donnarumma, I think Donnarumma maybe should have stayed on his line, if I'm being honest with you. But I won't take it away from what was a really good performance with Donnarumma. I mean, you've been very harsh, Sweet, there, by the way, on the defence. I thought the defence was really good, actually. I think people are getting far too in the weeds with that goal. Giving off the back of 7 days of tough games, and an incredible 90-odd minutes of defending. I just don't. I think the defence wasn't bad there. I think it was just unlucky. It was not unlucky as such, but yeah, unlucky the fact that he was punished by a perfect through ball and a perfect goal, a perfect finish. I don't know. I can't be angry at one because 9 times out of 10 that pass is slightly overhit, and it was the only time we'd done a high line in the whole game, and that was entirely just a communication issue or tiredness, or we switched off. It happens, man. Unfortunately, I don't think it's worth beating him up over. But Donnarumma was good. I thought he punched everything away. He made some good saves. Reasonably, you could argue that we should have been maybe, he should have stayed in his line, but it's one of those things. Like last minute, it's a desperation to clear it. Also, go to Nico O'Reilly next. Graham said as well, super chat. Also, shout out to Nico O'Reilly. Absolutely, Graham. I'm going to talk about him right now. I think we need to talk about him. Yeah, he was fantastic, Nico O'Reilly. Defensively, he looked so good. He looked spent, by the way, towards the end. But O'Reilly looks so much better right now as a left back. I'm really, really enjoying his physical development and his adaptation into this role. I thought he was really good, man. He's strong. Confident, technically good, really good in the duel actually for a guy who used to be a false 9 at one point, but he's good defensively, man. He is, and he's 6'5", so he's a serious footballer. That's the best way to put it, AJ. He's a serious footballer, Nico O'Reilly. He can play at any level once he adapts as well. He can play at any level. He's going to be a brilliant player, Nico O'Reilly, and he can do it. Yeah, if you can put in a shift like that defensively in a role he's not suited against Madueke, one of the best in-form wingers in the world. It's weird because I see people are split between that was ugly and some people are enjoying it. I think it's ugly. To me, an ugly performance is one where you suffer, and you suffer against your own will. The reason I don't think that was ugly, or to watch, is because I think it was intentional. So I didn't find that painful because I could tell it was our game plan and it worked, if that makes sense. Like, I understand why people didn't enjoy watching that, and I get that it wasn't pleasing aesthetically, but at the same time I thought there was a sort of beauty in how City just sort of held Arsenal off pretty well defensively. It's ugly as in it shows how far we fell off. Yeah, maybe, but I mean, we knew that anyway. Like, I knew that, but I don't think this is the final version of this City side. And I would say we've gone from a team 3 weeks ago who were shambles defensively to arguably the best, if not the second best side in the league, and we defended really well against them. So I would say defensively we've shown massive improvement. It's a positive spin, admittedly, but I think there's something in that. Super chat from Siraj says, "We shirking armies. Do we go toe to toe? Potentially, mate. I think why not? I think it's experience as well. The whole squad." More experience, more cohesion, then maybe we do go toe-to-toe, absolutely. I think it makes a huge difference. I think it makes a huge difference when they're all adapted, they're all fit, and they're all involved. But it's quality, a lot of quality. Marcus, member for 27 months, thank you so much, mate, said, if only Tijana went to the corner flag, if only. Yeah, I mean, it's naive. A lot can happen, a lot of little micro mistakes after that as well. Usually goals are a combination of little micro mistakes. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that, as I said. I think it's one of those things. I thought defensively we were really good. I thought Vardiol, Diaz headed away everything. Kusov was phenomenal in that first half, by the way. He was so good, man. Like, what an absolute monster defensively. Rodri couldn't get into the game, really, but defensively he was good. We'd only seen 40 passes for Rodri. But it's about the shape of the City and around him. Rodri, Bernardo, Reinders, they couldn't keep the ball. Reinders only played 24 passes. 2 key passes, of course, he got the assist as well. And in the end, he maybe should have tried and keep the ball when he didn't, but it was fine. Nico G was fouled, someone said. He was a bit soft, I would argue. Maybe potentially. Doku, I thought, was really good, by the way. I thought Doku was excellent. I thought he held the ball up really nicely. He was a constant outlet. Really positive force for City. I thought Doku was good. Foden was quiet. He couldn't really get into it, but I think there's the way City played. Arsenal right now just better than us. And they are better than us at that. So, hopefully, when we get that midfield structure, we can keep the ball again. We see Foden have a better performance. Bernardo was the needle, not necessarily the grace. He was a needle in this game, and he was okay. And Haaland got his goal once again. Overall, look, this game, it was not a beautiful game of football. But I think you have to add the context. My reaction at full time was a bit negative. But the more I think about it, the more I understand where we're at, and the more I understand that this City side is work in progress, the more I am relaxed about it. I understand that it's just been a derby in Napoli, the best team in Italy, a derby, and understand that we've just come from 2 very frustrating losses where I thought we were, like, if you asked me 3 weeks ago, I thought Arsenal were battering us, and the fact that we we kept them at arm's length pretty well. And the fact that we're willing to, throw our bodies on the line really well. The fact that Donnarumma's clearly got the defence organised. The fact that Nico O'Reilly looks like a really good left back. Kusman looks like a really good right back. The fact that Vardiol and Diaz looks like a partnership. Rodri's played 3 games in a week, which is I know he's not been perfect, but no rest and 3 games in 7 days, big ones as well, big games. It would have been a massive win, but where we're at right now, I think it is a step in the right direction because this is the only team that can do that to us, by the way. Arsenal, the only team that can keep the ball against us that well. Liverpool can't do it to the same extent. Other teams will have a go, but largely, that they are the team that makes us suffer the most that way. So, yeah, I will take that. I think it's not beautiful, but I will take that right now where we're at. And I was expecting to lose this. I really was. But I'll take it. Then we got Huddersfield, of course, on Wednesday. That's great because, we can change everyone. I want to see James Trafford in goal. I want to see Rico Lewis. Mifuni get a start at centre-back with Stones, maybe. I want to see left back. I don't know. Ake, maybe? Give O'Reilly a rest. I want to see a midfield of Nico Gonzalez. Maybe it'll probably be Rico Lewis, actually, with Nunes at right back, I reckon, potentially. I don't know about Kusanov, though. Maybe they won't. I want to see who else is on the bench. Savinho start, Oscar Bob start. Haaland will probably start knowing Haaland. But yeah, I want to see many changes. McCaslin maybe get a game. All the changes, basically. But yeah, that was painful. It was painful. If Haaland crosses it to Foden, it's an easy 2-0. Doesn't make it. If we don't step up for the first time in the entire game, we probably win that 1-0. But that's a good point, Cisco. City were physical. We were strong. We were aggressive defensively. And we showed that we can lock the door. And we showed that we enjoy defending again, which is something that we've not been good at for an awful long time. And that's one of the best teams in world football, Arsenal. We want to laugh at him, but it's true. And so I'm going to take the positives from this game. I'm going to leave it there because I haven't got a lot more to say about that because I feel like I need to process it a bit more. But weird game. Let me process it tonight. I think I enjoyed it, though, weirdly. Thanks, guys, for watching. In a bit. Bye-bye. Up the Blues.